What's up, everybody? This is Coach MJ, the coaching connoisseur, and I want to welcome you to our training broadcast for today. As you can see on the banner on the screen, today we're going to be unmasking the triple threat of DIY or do it yourself coaching. So make sure you get your notebooks out, share this video, and make sure that you get this information because the things that can threaten to sabotage your business and the success of your clients right out the gate can actually happen when you or they are trying your absolute best. What I'm talking about when I say DIY coaching is when you are trying to figure out how to do what it is you're trying to do, even if it's something completely foreign to you, on your own. That's what we're talking about. And this is important not just for you as a future coach, but it's also important for your clients. You need to understand this concept so that as you are talking to people about potentially working with you, you can help them to get over this tendency that some people have to want to DIY their way to success. So the way we're going to do this is I want you to imagine or think about your skill set, your expertise, the thing that you are really, really good at, whether it's something you do at work or whether it's something that you just do in your personal life, but you want to do it as a coach, okay? You want to be able to help people in this particular area of expertise as a coach. And I want you to think about all of the years of experience that you have doing it, the training that you have, all of the little insider secrets that you know, all of the roadblocks that you've overcome, all of those little hiccups that you know how to circumvent and navigate around, all the workarounds, all those little hacks and tips and tricks. And think about the amount of time that it took you to get very good at it. Again, we're talking about anything that's in the big three areas: health, wealth, or relationships, right? Anything in those areas that it could be something that you do for a living, right? It could be what you're doing at your job, but it could also be something that you would love to be doing for yourself in a business. Think about everything you know. And then I want you to think about the face you make when you hear about somebody trying to do it on their own and they screw it up. Maybe you roll your eyes. Maybe you suck your teeth. Maybe you're like, oh man, I could have helped them out if they had just told me. I could have helped them out and given them this one thing or this series of things that could have gotten them over the hump. And you know that feeling of frustration. Maybe it's even with your own children that you've experienced this, where you know something and you could have helped them or somebody in your family or a friend, but because they tried to do it on their own, they messed up and you're frustrated because you could have helped them to avoid all of that. They were doing what when someone tries to do it on their own, we refer to them as a DIY coach. And the internet is full of them. There are people who believe that if they read enough websites and enough books that they can dig themselves out of a hole that it took them years to get into. But what you have to remember is that if information was all that people needed, nobody would have any problems, because Google is one-stop shopping for every bit of information and knowledge known to mankind right now. It's housed on the internet. And so it's not about having more information, but here's where the triple threat comes in. There are three issues that you can run up against when you try to piece it together on your own. For you as a future coach, it's very tempting to think, well, there's all these people out on the internet talking about being a coach. I can just watch some videos. I can just read some books. I can just read some articles and eventually figure out how to put together a business, even though I've never put together a business before. I'm going to learn how to put together $1 million business and I can do it on my own. That's a DIY coaching. That's what you're guilty of if you've been thinking that up so now. No shade, no judgment. That's why you're here to learn. But just know you're shooting yourself in the foot in three ways. The first way is that when you try to do it yourself, when you try to figure out how to start your own $1 million coaching business based off of articles on the internet or even videos like this, and this is all you're doing, you first run the risk of doing the wrong things. There are people out here that are flat out just making things up or guessing, or they're telling you things that may have worked for them in a small situation that they encountered, but it's not something that can be replicated across the many, yet they're telling everybody, if you do these exact things, you'll make it work. or you'll have the same results that I have. Or maybe it's not a specific person that's telling you to do the wrong things, but you're just thinking on your own, hey, I bet you if I do such and such, it might work, right? It seems like if I do A, B, and C, I can make it work. The problem is that you can end up doing a lot of the wrong things. And it's not necessarily that you're doing bad things, but it just could be wrong for your set of circumstances. And so you're trying to do it yourself. Again, you've never started a coaching business. You've never charged high ticket. You've never found your ideal customers online. You've never administered a virtual or remote coaching program and actually gotten people results. Yet you're trying to figure out how to do all of that on your own. Or think about if your customers were trying to get to your solution on their own. They can end up doing a lot of the wrong things. Let's say you have an offer or expertise in the health field, and you have a expertise, and you know that if people do this certain thing with their diet, they're not going to get the results that they want to get. So they're doing the wrong things, thinking it's going to get them the results they want, but they're not consulting with you as the expert. They end up doing the wrong things. The second part of the triple threat, in addition to doing things that are just flat out wrong for your situation or for your client's situation, you can also overlook doing the right things. There's probably more wrong things that you can do when you're trying to start a coaching business than there are right things that you should do. However, a lot of those right things are not things that you can just figure out intuitively or just stumble upon or just guess over. The first people that figured it out years ago, trial and error, probably took them years and tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars to figure it out. But of course, you don't want to put that kind of money into making mistakes. And so there are right things that have been already figured out, but you're not going to be able to figure them out on your own, especially if you're new to the business world. And so the second part of the triple threat of trying to do it yourself is that you could end up doing a lot of doing the right things. There are things about online marketing. There are things about setting up a virtual business. There are things about, advertising and marketing. There are things about, just setting up a virtual coaching experience that you can do, but that you're not going to be able to figure out. And you're going to leave out all of these essential steps. And then you're going to feel discouraged because you're not going to get the outcome. Everybody thinks you got to run out and build a website. If I hear one more person saying, I need to get my website up before they start their business, I can scream. That's not the first step. That doesn't even have to necessarily be one of the first dozen steps or even the first 20 steps. Like, the website comes later. And that kind of brings us into our third part of the triple threat is sometimes you can be doing the right things. Like, you do want to have a website, but you can be doing it the wrong way. So you could be doing it in the wrong order. Like I said, spending $5,000 on this fancy website when you have no idea who your target market is or how to market to them. You have no idea what you are truly offering to them and how to administer it when they come into your world. So you're doing things out of order, or maybe you're just doing things at the wrong time, right? Again, kind of related to doing things out of order is you're doing things, but it's not the right time for you to be doing those things, or you're doing the right things but to the wrong degree or the wrong extent. Like, you should be doing more of a certain activity. And the reason why I'd like to stay away from specific examples because there are so many different areas of expertise among my viewers. There are so many of you each of your business is going to look a little bit different. And so it's difficult to say what you could be doing to the wrong degree or the wrong extent. Just suffice it to say that, okay, I got a prime example. There are times when people start out as online marketers and they have no idea what they're doing. And so they just start throwing money at the problem. So they're spending all this money on Instagram ads or Facebook ads. And there's nothing wrong with that, but maybe they're spending too much money, doing it to the wrong degree, or sometimes not spending enough money, or they are doing the right things. Like I said, they have an ad out there, but the copy is all wrong for attracting the people they're trying to do. So they're doing the right thing, but again, they're doing it to the wrong degree, the wrong extent, the wrong time, the wrong order. Triple threat of trying to do it yourself is that when you start out trying to figure out something that you don't have expertise in. Again, you have expertise in your area of knowledge, but as far as starting a coaching business so you can share that knowledge with the world, that's what you're not an expert in. You can waste a lot of time and a lot of money. And most of you're trying to get to the place where you have built wealth, where you have a 6 or even 7-figure income. And so you don't have a lot of money to waste in the beginning. It does not make sense to just start trying to DIY things on your own. And understanding that is going to help you to relate to your future customers, your future clients, because they're also out here trying to do it themselves. When you approach them, when you first come into their view, when they first encounter you, you're going to sometimes meet with resistance because they're so sure that all they need to do is watch one more video. All they need to do is read one more article, or just figure out one more thing, or just try one more hack, and they got it. Whereas you have the whole solution in your hands that you can give to them all at one time and solve their problem. Well, the same is true. That's true about your future clients is true for you. If you are truly ready to build a six-figure income, when I say six figures, it's everywhere from 100,000, 500,000, however much you want. You can get to that level as a high-ticket coach, charging between $3,000 and $10,000 or more per client for your solution. However, building that kind of business, while it can be simplified by getting professional help, it is not easy. It is very challenging out here to make waves in this massive universe called the internet. And it's not something that you want to leave it up to your beginner skill set to try to just figure out on your own. You can't figure it out on your own. I know I could not figure it out on my own, which is why I invested in high ticket coaching. Grateful that I did, because this person could explain to me in 6 to 8 weeks what I never could have figured out. The same thing is true for you. If you are ready to have a lifestyle of freedom, total freedom, which means you have complete control over your time and you have complete control over your ability to earn unlimited income, you don't want to leave it up to DIY coaching, trying to coach yourself to figure things out. Yes, you can. Yes, you are creative. Yes, you are intelligent. Yes, you have been able to fix some things that you never thought you could figure out in the past. However, this is something that is so critical. This is your legacy. This is your future. This is your ability to escape corporate America sooner than later. Do you want to leave it up to having another 10, 15, 20 years to hopefully stumble upon it yourself? Or do you want to give yourself the best chance for success in the not distant future, but in the very near future? You can have a high ticket coaching empire that you begin in the next few months, but you're going to have to resist the urge to try to DIY it, because those that try to do it themselves are stuck year after year in the same place, on moving forward, moving back, 1 step forward, 10 steps back, 2 steps forward, 20 steps back, because they really don't have a formula. They don't have a system. They don't have support. They don't have accountability. They don't have step-by-step instruction. That's what you need, and that's what you will need to be providing to your future clients. But it first starts with you being the best type of client or customer yourself, so that you can attract the type of people who don't want to try to DIY their way to success, but who are willing to get the type of professional help that you also are needing to build this coaching business. And I am offering you a free breakthrough call to talk through the particulars of this. You are an expert in the thing that you do. However, in this free 45-minute call that you can book at melaniehunter.com/chat, we're going to get into the details of what it is that you really want, why it's important, what has been stopping you, and what are the next steps to getting you there in the next few months. Time for this year is wrapping up. We have less than 3 weeks to go, a little over 2 weeks to go. And time is up for setting goals that you never achieved, setting New Year's resolutions, and finding yourself in December still not much closer to your goal. Did you want to become a coach when you were ending 2020, and here we are, and you still haven't gotten there? This is time now for you to change the trajectory of your life and do something specific about getting the business of your dreams, so that you can have total freedom. But it starts with this call. I'm offering it for free because I want to give us the chance to talk. I can't help everybody. And so I need to find out if we're fit to work together to get you to your dreams, to get you out of do-it-yourself coaching vicious cycles and get you on the path to success. Again, go to melaniehunter.com/chat right now. And if you're watching this video down the road and it's some weeks or months away, that link is still going to be working. Book your call right now so we can talk about whether we are fit to work together and to see if you are even a fit for high ticket coaching, because sometimes what you want to do is not a fit for that model. But it starts with this conversation. I know it can be scary. I know it can be a little bit, weird. It's like, I don't know this lady. Can she really help me? I don't know. But I won't be able to help you at all for sure if we don't have a conversation. So book a call. The worst that can happen is you have 45 minutes that change your life, that give you complete clarity and value towards moving towards your dream. And at best, we can work together to get you to that 6 or 7 figure income and impact and freedom that you have been dreaming about. So once more, go to melaniehunter.com/chat. It's on the screen, Melanie with 2 L's, and we will talk soon. It's been my pleasure to share with you. I'll be back next time with another informative training. But until then, go ahead and book your free call, and we'll talk sooner than later. Take care and be blessed.